So guys, on a recent Twitter space, Keemstar and Wade Plem actually talk about Anthony Taylor versus King Kenny, which recently got announced, and Keemstar also goes off on Niko Omilana. Here's the full clip.
Taylor, King Kenny, a lot of people looked at that and went, oh, pros shouldn't be fighting influencers. It's about levels, and I think Kenny is at that level, I think. So, fun fights.
We made the argument, Wade, that Anthony Taylor has had 2 fights this year. Should have been 3, but Paul Bamba bitched out. King Kenny has had 6 fights. So if we're talking about the last 12 months, I mean, King Kenny has all the experience in the world. He is ready for an AT, and it is a fair fight.
Yeah, it's a fair fight. Like, Kenny should be the underdog here for sure, but it doesn't mean that he can't win the fight, and it doesn't mean that he shouldn't take the fight. It didn't make a lot of sense, in my opinion, for Jarvis to come in off a loss and walk in for the belt. I just think Jarvis needs more time. And like I said, Kenny is among these influencers like the Salt Poppies, right on the cusp of being like the next big thing. So if beating Anthony Taylor gives him that, then fair play. Let's go.
Mr. Bamba, what you got for us?
Sorry. Yeah,
exactly.
I wanted to just publicly say, especially since you offered me a fight with Anthony, if I fight his brother, if Anthony wins his belt, I'll definitely fight his brother. Just throwing that out there. Since
Dude, what is up with?
I'm an opportunist.
Guys,
what are you talking about? This works in my favor. I'm down now.
Okay, let me respond, please. There's something completely different about guys like Paul Bamba and AT because influencer boxers
like a whole 6
don't
inches.
really care that much. Can I fucking talk, bro? Wait, this is my space. There, I can just remove you. All right. So normally I don't get to do that. I got to just remove Paul, so it works. Now I can talk uninterrupted. But Bamba and AT are different than influencer boxers in this way. They are obsessed with belts. They are obsessed with being champion. The influencer boxers don't have the same thing. They're not like that. Nico's constantly talking about AT hugging. It just makes no sense. I mean, if anybody needs a hug, it's Niko.
I mean, don't beta males complain a lot?
Look how out of shape Niko got over us saying go vote for Anthony in the poll, which, by the way, he had such a victory lap on them winning the poll, but the fight still happened my way anyways, so fuck off.
You're like the Don
Ben
King.
Davis, what are your thoughts on
Keem, you're like the Don King of influencer boxing.
Thank you.
He's got better hair than Don King. Don looked like he got electrocuted, you know what I'm saying, by 7 kites in a thunderstorm.
Talking about Keemstar's hair is not a good way to get into happy. Go ahead, Ben. What are your thoughts on these fights?
I think they're good, man. I like AT. Pretty Boy is one of the coolest guys in the scene. He's constantly promoting, constantly involved and engaged. So it's great to see him get, a real dog in King Kenny. But kind of like what Donna was saying, I think that AT is just kind of a level above. So I anticipate him winning. But yeah, Chase Demore, the winless champion, my GOAT, if you will. No, he's also a cool cat. So to see him fight for that title and the fact that we're introducing so many belts on the Prime card just shakes it up further, right? I think in terms of 2023 events, to have so many title fights, it just makes sense. And there's no person that makes sense to fight for more than the uncrowned champion of the world, Chase Demore.
Corby, you just joined, so I got to get your thoughts on Anthony Taylor versus King Kenny. I got to get your thoughts on Tempo Arts versus Chase Demore.
It's hilarious that Niko is like crying about Pretty Boy getting the fight. He was slagging off Anthony and making fun of the fact that he lost to Tommy and everything. So he said he'd fight Anthony back then, and that was when he had no fights. Now he has about 1 million fights. He's the Kingpin finalist. So great fight, great matchmaking. Pretty Boy is gonna win, and Tempo Arts and Chase. I can't wait for the heavyweight champion with no wins. Chase Demore.
What do you think, Usman, about Chase Demore and Tempo Arts? What's going on with that?
Everyone wants Tempo Arts to win.
And
so
fuck all that.
really
Chase is gonna win. Chase is the greatest of all time, greatest ever will be. He stepped in there with Alan Belcher at a moment's notice, almost dropped him. If you watch a replay, he had a nice slip of a right hand through his own right hand and wobbled Alan. 2 fights in his whole life. Give me a fucking break. Tempo's just losing weight.
Chase just needs to learn some technique.
Fan base up. Am I wrong? Like, I feel like his fan base isn't there. We got to build him up on Twitter.
Yeah, because he should have like Happy Punch behind him.
What other fights do you want to see in this October 14th card?
I would like to see Elena Vampire and Barbie fight. I think that would be an interesting fight. Vampira's been hinting at her returning, and she said that originally she wanted to do a tag team with Barbie, but now I would like her as an opponent. I think that would be an exciting matchup now the Kingpin is in the mud.
All I know is Astrid Wet better be on the goddamn card, because if she didn't earn a spot, then who did? Who did? This woman gets millions and millions and millions and millions of views on TikTok, YouTube,
And she has a
Twitter.
belt.
Astrid Wet is a promotional phenomenon. And look, at the end of the day, she spends her own money promoting this shit. Like a lot of money. Like that wet promotion shit, that wasn't cheap. So it's like, if she didn't earn a spot, dude, none of these people should
I
be up there.
completely
Go
agree.
ahead.
I think she's earned a spot, but I'm struggling to think like who's a good opponent for her right now. Like who's at her weight? Like because that Alexia Grace.
Alexia Grace, what are you talking about? It's already made. The fight's done.
Like no, but like seriously, like nobody wants her fighting Astrid. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
not the
you
7
want
million viewers
Astrid,
she
like
had on
especially in the
TikTok,
prime
not the
card.
million viewers.
But you want Astrid fighting someone like of a similar level or someone that's going to bring a big
She was
audience.
just sparring with Tennessee.
Yeah, Astrid and Alexia Grace needs to be on the prime card. I don't understand why it's even a discussion. I don't understand why we've got all these other fight announcements, even AT, even Pretty Boy. I don't understand why we're even talking about
That's
it. It's a
coming from
huge
you,
fight.
Donna, by Anthony.
I know, it's a massive fight. It's ginormous. We need it for our TikTok numbers. We really need it. So, come on, mams, if you're listening on an alt, KSI, if you're listening on an alt, come on. Astrid Wet versus Alexia Grace, my two favorite boxers.
Absolutely, we need to see that happen. Now,
12
Corby,
3-minute rounds.
joined, so Wade, how you see it going?
Listen, man, I don't see an avenue here for KSI other than a knockout early. That's really it.
Oh, there you go. There it happens again. Now they're all on your ass again, Wade.
I mean, listen, I got to be honest, man. KSI has to knock him out early. He has to. These rounds against that level of guy with his size and his frame, as the rounds go on, KSI gets a little wilder, a little more reckless, and a little less fresh. It doesn't make sense for him to not just go out and go full bore, first, second, and third, or trying to play the boxing game with Tommy is going to lead him to nowhere. I see Tommy winning this if it's a decision. I could see Tommy knocking him out, but I could also see KSI landing something like Ben said, flashy early.
Yo,
All right,
just think
KSI
Daniel
Twitter.
Jacobs versus fucking Peter Quillen. If he does that in the first round, KSI could definitely win. I would agree with that.
All right,
Has to be
KSI
early.
Twitter, my minions, go after Wade, destroy him. He sucks. He's wrong.
Can't.
KSI rules. KSI is my friend. 100% my guy.
They've tried and failed. It can't happen.
Own that clan.
Guys, I like to keep these happy punch spaces nice and tight and clean. We covered all the topics of the day. But guys, we will be doing a happy punch space after the next October 14th announcement. Who knows if that's going to be later today, tomorrow, or the next day. But as soon as it gets announced, we will be live. Thank you, everyone.